Alright, so I had to combine my half-inch drive with my 3/4-inch drive set to get long enough to get all the way out here. Hopefully this is... Alright. Let's put the breaker bar... Maybe this will clear enough in this direction. Clear the fender. The problem is you're supposed to push on this while you're doing this.
You're moving the whole thing.
Yeah. Am I?
Yep.
Is that nut moving?
Yes.
Well, that's good, because if the nut wasn't moving, then it would mean it's getting ready to snap the whole... That threaded rod, which is called all thread. See, whole thing's moving?
Yep.
Okay, so what we gotta do is... What did I do? I didn't bring that wrench back? Oh man, I can't believe I did that.
What wrench? Oh yeah, you got the wrench. Yeah.
You know what? Because I was getting stuff out of the toolbox, I put it down. Go ahead and hold this up with this. So straight. There you go.
Oh, you're like going into the tire.
Yeah.
You're going more into the tire.
Oh. They're badly rusted.
Want to try the other side?
No, you know what I want to do? What? I want to use the impact drive.
Doesn't that have air compressor?
No. But it's electric. We're too far from the house for an extension cord. We need a generator.
Which one?
I don't know. Well, I know it's getting dark, and that's not happening tonight.
Let's see which. Tonight, let's see which one works. Okay. A bolt over here got replaced to stainless steel. Daddy.
What?
Bolt over here got replaced, so it might be easier to take out. Right here.
That's a nut.
No. Very good. Don't hit your fingers. Did it work?
You can't tell if it's spinning on the other side.
I'll look. Do it again.
Well, it's turning.
No, but it's just gonna snap the bolt. The thing. Nothing's turning on that side.
Well, did it occur to you the nut could be unscrewing from this end?
No, that end, maybe.
Just because it's not turning doesn't mean that it's going to snap.
I don't think it's moving. Turn it just a little bit.
It certainly is turning. Matter of fact, you could probably put the ratchet on that one. Go ahead. Keep going. The other one might start turning.
It literally, that,
Unscrewing by hand easily. Keep turning.
I'm turning it with my hand.
So am I. There you go.
This is it?
Put this on it. Put it on so we don't lose it. We're still going to have to take that top one out though. Because that, when we go to lift this up,
Yeah.
see, it's going to hit the fender.
Yeah. What you gonna do with that hand?
You're going to break my ratchet. Well, actually, you're not strong enough.
How do you know?
I know. Hey! That might work. The whole thing is loose, but the problem is it's not unscrewing.
Wait, no, do that side.
See what I mean? Not unscrewing. Oh, wait a minute. Do it again. Nope. Yeah, it's seized on there. Figured that. Now let's see if we can get the other side while we're out here.
You go on this side. Want me to go into poison ivy?
Why not? You've been standing in it for the past half hour without paying attention. told you it was poison ivy. Maybe this will be. Oh, this is a different size. That's a problem.
Yeah, because I haven't changed it.
Try the bottom one.
Yeah.
That one's original.
You do it over here, Daddy.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I was gonna say, try and break it free on that side.
Do not do anything.
Well, I could try and break it free.
Wait, do not.
Turning.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Are you on it yet or what?
No, it won't go. I literally just had it on.
This isn't an hourly job, you know.
It's a demented job.
You let me know when you're ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, try it. Is it doing it?
Yes. Now you should do it because you got the ratchet.
I have like no space over here.
All right, come back over here with the ratchet. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I need about 20 minutes to get on this nut. I need about 20 minutes to get on this nut to hold it. Maybe 25. Hold on. Oh, my battery's dead on my phone now. Okay, go ahead. This must be what you were talking about. Room to get on. You know what I think's happening? Oh,
What?
that's what's happening.
What?
I think there's too much. Yeah, there's so much thread sticking out. It pushes the socket off. Hold on. All right, now that'll work. Go ahead. Perfect. There you go.
Oh, fucking moly.
Listen,
What?
don't push this on that way any further because it won't work.
Yeah.
The handle's going to hit the underside of the tractor. That's what keeps it from turning. You got to keep it straight. There you go. You see what the problem is?
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah, the end of the threaded rod sticks into the socket so far, it's pushing it out. So you have to slide the socket about halfway onto the nut so it's still got a good grip. And then you have to stick the extension about halfway into that square hole. And between the two, it works. Because I just held it for all that time that you were pulling on it, so. And then you let the tractor do the work for you by letting the handle hit the underside of the tractor. The handle will come up, hit the underside of the tractor, and it can't go any further. And let me know when you're set. Hold on. I gotta get in a better position.
Hey everybody, it's the next day. It's Monday morning, and we got some rain moving in. So I'm going to see if I can't finish getting this loader off. Let me bring you up to date. It started to get dark last night, and the battery on the camera died. But my son and I were working on this, and we were able to get this thing to actually disengage from the tractor, for lack of a better term. So what ended up happening was we got these back plates off. So you see that top all thread right there? That's pretty badly seized up. But I realized that, well, if we just flip the plate up by taking the bottom one off, we should be able to clear that. And then on this side, we were able to take the top one off. So again, we were able to clear that. And when we first did that, this was still up against there as if like we had done nothing. So I was wondering what the heck was holding this up. My thought was this whole thing should drop. But what happened was we lowered the jack in the front a little bit, and sure enough, as soon as we lowered the jack in the front, not only did this pop out, but it actually shifted forward. And you could see it actually came out of the slot there. And then I noticed something about the slot I didn't notice before, which is this bracket on this side is curved, and that is to aid in reinstallation. So if you get it kind of in this wide groove here, as you raise it up, it will slide into position. So it's clear to me that, you know, this is supposed to all be aided by the use of the loader. In other words, Once you get it kind of in position, you get the hydraulic pump hooked up, you could use the loader to actually use the downforce of the loader to help raise and lower and adjust that into position. So back to the question of why didn't this drop? Well, apparently because there's so much weight forward of this back area here that this is actually somewhat balanced, or at the very least there's no reason why that wants to drop down. So now that I see that that's clearly separated from there, what I noticed last night is that this frame started to come down and it was hitting that pipe fitting right there, and I realized I'd better disconnect this pump assembly from the tractor before I run into a situation where this thing comes down and breaks that off. So I think by design this is made to be able to be removed from the tractor. It looks like I could either take out these 2 bolts here and the 2 bolts on the other side and drop the whole bracket assembly off with everything, or it also looks like I could just take maybe the 2 nuts and bolts that are holding just the pump on. I think that chain looking thing right here, I think this thing is actually a coupling. I think by design we're supposed to be able to pull this off, slide it right out the front. Alright, so looking at how this coupling works, I got the 2 bolts out and nothing's sliding out. And then I realize now when I look at it more closely, this is a double row chain. What it is, it's a short hunk of double row chain, and what you've got is you got 2 sprockets that face each other, and when you line the 2 sprockets, the teeth on the 2 sprockets, you line them up and you wrap it with this double row chain. That's what locks them together. So in order to remove this pump, I have to remove this double row chain, and there is a master link on, unfortunately it happens to be on the inside here, it's on this side of the pump, on this side of the sprockets facing the pump here where there isn't much clearance. So that's going to be a bear, I could tell, just because this is so rusted. Even if I get the clip off, I'm wondering whether or not that's going to want to pop out at all. But I got to give it a shot, because the only other way I could get this off is if I could get this sprocket to come off of the shaft of the pump. Problem with that is I see a hole here for a set screw. I think that's going to be just as badly rusted, if not worse. We'll get the clip on the master link removed and see what happens. That was part of the clip right there. It just snapped right off. How rusted it is. There you see the clip spinning around. What's left of it. I can't find any position to get at that doesn't involve me getting into an area where I will be in a very bad pinch point if the loader were to shift. In other words, if I stick my upper body and head in there to get at it and something were to happen, I could be killed, which is frowned upon. All right, this hose flexes enough that I was able to push it behind the bracket here, get it out of my way, give me a little more clearance. Haven't been able to get the screwdriver to get in there and get any wedging action started. So now, gone back and I've gotten an assortment of chisels. Can never seem to have enough chisels, different sizes and angles. And then this is an old wood chisel, so it's got pretty finely ground point on it. It's flat on one side. I'll put the flat on the inside and see if we can't drive this in. And that doesn't want to move at all on that side. Let's try this side, see if this side's any better. Alright, so that's not working. And if I put too much force on this, I run the risk of actually just popping this off and ending up with 2 pins stuck in there, which is even worse. So I'm gonna stop that and go to plan B.
I've got this stuff, packings and stuff like that, cut-offs. Stick those in here on this side. Now, use the same technique of trying to drive something in there to get a wedging action started. The difference being now is I'm actually going to be trying to push that pin out. I do not know if any wedging action is starting or not. Doesn't look like this is opening up over here, so I'm thinking so far nothing's happening. Oh, hold on. Something might have happened there. Nope. Alright, I'll try taking this packing out. Give me a little bit more room. Put this sideways, maybe? Alright, try a different angle of attack here. Different chisel. That's going in. Problem is that's putting a lot of force on this whole chain assembly, moving it this way, and it's still not breaking free on this end. This post seems to be in my way more than ever now, so I think I'm gonna take this out, probably let the loader go down. That's gonna ruin up my axis here because the arm's gonna come down right over here probably, but that'll enable me to get over onto the top. Right now I'm trying to rotate that crankshaft by putting a pipe wrench on that shaft. It's pretty chewed up from pipe wrench jaws, so it's not the first time this thing's been turned by a pipe wrench. I think I even did that when I first got the thing to see if the engine was stuck. Of course, can't get in there and get the damn ratchet strap. I was hoping I was going to be able to knock this far enough back to slide it out before it started pushing on the radiator. That's not happening. So I'm going to have to lift the loader with the Oliver's loader and then slide that out. Couldn't have been simple. Okay, by moving the board out of the way, dropping the loader, I can really see right down from the top, and I can see that there's now a little gap opening up right there on that side. So that side looks like it may have moved. And actually the pin looks like it's definitely in further on that side than it is this side. So I did make some progress on one side. I need to now concentrate on this side and see what happens. If the acetylene torch setup wasn't so far from here, I would put some heat and some penetrant to this thing. Yeah, I should have done that to begin with. From this angle it was a lot easier to get this in there. I actually pushed this in there, and now this one's pushing out even further than this one. So now I'll just get this chisel out, do the other side, try and push them out evenly. See it pushing out right there. It's about as far as I can do it on that one. Do this one just a little bit more. Now, this chisel might be too big for the job, but let's see. Yeah, we'll get Get a smaller chisel for this. Chisels are like clamps. You can never have too many. You can always grind one for a special occasion. And those are stuck in there. Two words come to mind. Never seize. That's what I'm wishing the last person who assembled this put on the pins of this thing, of this Master Link. Well, it's gonna be a problem. Well, everybody, it's starting to rain. It's just a light sprinkle, but it's gonna get heavier, and I got other things I gotta get done today, so I'm gonna call it quits right here, and this ought to be enough for an episode anyways. So I think the plan of attack is gonna be, I'm gonna come back. Next time I come back to this, I'm going to come back with some, probably some PV blaster or liquid wrench, some type of penetrant, and a torch. I've got a propane torch, but I'll probably just pick up a can of MAP gas, and I think it's MAPP, which I can't remember what the heck that stands for. It burns hotter, so not as hot as oxyacetylene, but I don't think I need to get it that hot. I think we put enough heat on that thing and penetrant on that thing, and I think I'll be able to get that little link out, and we'll move on from there. So, as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.